Hey guys, what's going on? Mr. Happy here, and I just wanted to do a quick video regarding the Microsoft press conference that was at I guess you can call it the pre-show of E3 today. E3 is technically June 11th through June 13th, but all of the major gaming companies, meaning Xbox, or as I should say, Microsoft, Sony, E3, EA, messing this one up, and Ubisoft, they all have showings today. Nintendo doesn't. They're just doing Nintendo Direct tomorrow, and I just wanted to give my quick thoughts about the Microsoft press conference. There were some low points. There were some high points, though. I'll cover the low points first, since I'd like to get those out of the way, since they weren't incredibly low points, but they were a little disappointing. Some of the game reveals and some of the hardware reveals were simply not impressive. The first thing I want to talk about is this sort of tablet thing. I don't even remember what it was called, but it's basically a social media piece of hardware that they didn't say was coming with the Xbox. And it seems like a really cheesy, gimmicky thing to share things on the Xbox. I don't really see the point in using one when I could just do it all from the dashboard itself. I'm assuming you can do it from the dashboard yourself. Um, it was just, I didn't see the point. It didn't look like something that was personally useful. I don't know why I would spend extra money on the tablet to get the stats for other players when I could just do it from the dashboard. I just hope you can do it from the dashboard. We'll have to learn more about this as the post-show information becomes revealed, especially over the next 3 days. Gaming-wise, Quantum Break and Ryse were really the lowest points for me in terms of games. Quantum Break brought up the forbidden word when it comes to the Xbox One, television, TV, anything that relates to the sort. And it really didn't show off anything impressive, just more TV, guys. And Ryse was too much of a QuickTime event game. It looks like a really great idea, and it was visually stunning, but the QuickTime events were just, brutal for me. I can't do that many QuickTime events in a game. It's just so boring. Granted, I haven't played it, so I can't say for sure that it's going to be a bad game. I just don't feel like it will be my kind of game. So if you're looking forward to it, don't worry. I'm not knocking it. Just saying I wouldn't enjoy it. Uh, Other low points were just in the presentation itself. EA had a problem with their Battlefield 4 presentation where the sound wasn't working, but at least the guy knew how to stay funny when people shouted out from the crowd, "How are you doing?" He very kindly answered, "I am fine, thank you." Another one was some game from the people who made Panzer Dragoon. I think it was called Crimson Dragon. I don't remember because there was no sound when I watched it, so I wasn't really wrapped up in it, and most of the crowd was just trollololling all day. Um, but after that, there were a lot of high points for the Xbox presentations. There was Halo, which confused me a little bit because I don't know why Master Chief needed that brown swag all up in his desert. Battlefield 4 looked and played amazingly. It looked fantastic. The system has completely beautiful graphics for the people who are making use of them. And Forza 5 showed that off incredibly. Forza 5 being my second favorite game in the entire presentation. I was ecstatic when I saw it. I've been waiting for it, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Assuming I get an Xbox One, because that's a little bit far-fetched with a price of $499. I'd rather just build a decent computer and wait for my friends to bring their Xbox Ones over, since I didn't comment on lending out games or the DRM really. What else is there? You have the new MGS looked fantastic. I love Snake, and I love that Kiefer Sutherland is doing it. I know a lot of people are upset David Hayter's not back, but you know what? You can't complain about Kiefer Sutherland. If that's even how his name's pronounced, I don't know. But he's a badass. You can't get around it. Open world, a lot of unique characters. Ocelot's back, so it's got to take place someplace between, I guess, not 3 and 4, like 1 and 4, 2 and 4, or something like that. What else was there? There was a game called Project Spark, or Spark Project, or something like that, which was more of a creative mind kind of deal, and it was a really amazing create your own adventure game. And I really think that a lot of people are going to have great ideas, great maps to share. Of course, there was the announcement of Minecraft coming over to Xbox One, but next gen graphics for an 8-bit game, no one really cares. What else was there? You have Titanfall. You have Dead Rising 3. Titanfall looks simply amazing, but I couldn't tell whether I was watching single player or multiplayer. I'm going to have to assume it was multiplayer, since it said waiting for players at the top, though. And it had a countdown until the match started. Looked great. Looked like a nice take on FPSs and a very creative way of handling multiplayer. I was thrilled when I saw it. Dead Rising 3 looked like a more serious take on Dead Rising. It didn't look like the joking around make Mega Man helmets and blasters like it was in the old games, but it still had that nice charm to it, throwing a sledge saw at an enemy and cutting them in half, driving through a bunch of zombies with a car, but even that still had its problematic parts. Plus, you had dark, eerie gameplay in that house, and it was really nice. It actually felt scarier than Resident Evil did when I was watching. I'm like, if only Resident Evil could do this nowadays, it would be perfect. It was third person over the shoulder, and it actually had a scary kind of tone to it. I think they handled that very well. The lighting was fantastic, everything. I'm very excited for Dead Rising 3. Unfortunately, it's an Xbox exclusive this time, so unless it eventually comes to PC or the other systems, there's not much we're going to be able to do about that one. Feel like I'm missing a game. I weren't really many. I guess whatever game I'm missing, I wasn't too excited for. Battlefield 4, Titanfall, Project Spark, MGS 5. I guess all the ones I was excited for I got to talk about, but unfortunately we still didn't hear anything about lending your games out or the DRM, how it really benefits the player. The Twitch broadcasting, though, was one thing I did forget. It does automatically link to Twitch. You can broadcast. Hopefully it's better than the Smite broadcaster that Smite tried. Otherwise, capture cards are still going to be in. Otherwise, capture cards might want to start trying to find other hardware to make. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I will be doing post-show thoughts about everything on this channel. So stay subscribed, like, favorite, share, all that cool stuff. As long as you got cool friends, you can go ahead and share, favorite it if you can, and stick around because later today I'll be doing coverage on Ubisoft, EA, Sony, and then for the next 3 days, Final Fantasy, Square Enix coverage all day, one video a day, I promise. Today's going to be the only day where you kind of get flooded. But thank you for watching, and go enjoy E3 and a bunch of other spots.